Hi, it's Kristen here. Welcome to another process video, and today I'm going to be working on a International Scrapbooking Day layout challenge for Doodlebug. So of course I'm like posting this. I'm really behind on posting videos. So I did this like earlier in May, and I had done like a ton of challenges, so I had like a lot of videos to post. Plus I had bought a ton of stuff, so I had a lot of like unboxing videos in between there. So anyways, it was to base your layout off of that sketch that I showed at the beginning, and I am using the Doodlebug Butterfly Kisses line, which was just adorable. It was so bright and vibrant and colorful. So I end up going through all the papers here and picking out what I like. I really like this yellow paper. And this is going to be what I end up using as a border for my layout. So I'm just going to put this white cardstock on the border. I wasn't going to use any colored paper as my main background, none of the pattern paper. So, because I was going to actually work in a lot of the pattern paper within this layout. So I decided just to go with a plain white cardstock. You can see all the remnants of all the pieces of scrapbooking that I was doing around this time. It was like my desk was a hot mess. It really was bad. But I was happy, so, it's like sometimes, and thankfully my craft room's like in a room where I can just shut the door and pretend like it's not a mess in there. So it is what it is. After a while, I do have to clean up though, because I start like losing things. I can't find stuff because it's buried under mounds of paper or, scraps or whatever. So I decide to back this paper. Oh, I think what I'm doing here is trying to figure out how I need to cut, because the way I was going to do it was I was going to do the pictures and then just cut out other pieces of pattern paper to kind of alternate with the pictures. So I was trying to figure out about how big I needed to cut the pieces so that everything looked somewhat cohesive and to scale. So, and these were all different pattern papers from the Butterfly Kisses line. So you can see I'm kind of like lining it up and mocking it up on the left-hand side there, kind of how I'm thinking I'm going to do this. So, and the pictures I'm using are pictures of my kiddos over at my in-laws' house. So my in-laws watch them during the day when they're not in school. Well, if I'm working that day, I usually work 4 days a week. So, but they were at their house and they ended up finding a turtle out by the pond. And so my husband ended up getting some shots of them each holding the turtle. Now my oldest son, he's 10. He looks really nervous holding it. I don't know if he was afraid it was going to like turn around and bite him, but the other two, like they're like not scared at all. And my daughter is a total like animal lover, so she gravitates towards animals. So and this pink paper is what's going to go behind those photographs. So, because I wanted another pop of color. I think initially I was thinking I was just going to put those pattern papers with the pictures right directly on the white cardstock, but then I kind of was like, I want like something else there. So that's what I'm doing there. And then I've got to figure out about where I got to cut that piece off because I don't want it overhanging the white cardstock. So a lot of this video is cutting, which I'm not like I don't measure things out very much, like unless I absolutely have to, because I just feel like if anything, it just makes me more confused and makes me really not enjoy the process of it. So I really try to just eyeball things as best I can. And so the sketch shows like where you've got that block of pictures up there. And then at the bottom, you have kind of like your title and then some like banner pieces. So this phrase that I'm going to pull out, this was actually from I think it was called their Chit Chat pack. So a lot of it was like different pieces that you could use for like titles. They had like a lot of pieces in there too for like if you're a card maker, which I'm not, but they do have like a lot of pieces that you could use for like if you were making a card. So I choose to do the memories together. And then this little heart strip here was a piece of paper that was in one of the pattern papers where it had like strips that you could cut. And then some of these other ones, so like I think the sketch only shows like maybe one or two, and I decided to add more because I just felt like the bottom was going to look too blank. So some of those are actually sticker pieces. And then I end up putting some sticker pieces up in the left-hand corner that were left over from those, just because I was afraid that they were going to end up falling off. Because I feel like once you pull up some of those cardstock stickers, they don't want to stick down to the backing as well. So I just wanted to get them used up since they were kind of like smaller pieces. So I do decide to get those put up there. And then I want to get a little tab stuck behind my middle child's photograph. And I initially went with that orange piece. I ended up actually ripping that piece and had to throw it out, which is kind of stunk. But I felt like it blended in too much with the pink. So I ended up pulling out the yellow. Plus I'm like, well, it goes with the yellow border and all that. So, and then these are like just little cardstock sticker phrases that I decided to put there. And then these are just some die cut pieces that I'm pulling out. And that was all within the same Butterfly Kisses line, so. And it was just, it's so cute. I mean, it really, they have like the cutest little doodles, which, you know, I mean, perfect name for the line, for the collection, or for the company name, because it's all, you know, it's all like cute little doodles. So I end up putting a little caterpillar with some grass up here. Oh no, I pulled off the caterpillar, that's right. So I end up putting a butterfly there instead, on top of one of those banners. And then I'm gonna get some florals worked on here. And even though this little frog, I'm like, turtles and frogs, they look close enough together, right? So I decided to work on that, to put that little frog on there, because I just think he's really cute. Plus I have that frog paper on the right-hand side, so. I decided to work on another butterfly there, just to kind of fill out some of that white paper, just to make it look a little bit more colorful down there. And then these are just like little enamel stickers. So they're kind of almost have like a really pretty shine to them. Or I guess I should say, did I say epoxy stickers? Epoxy stickers. I don't know if that's what I said. So they're just like little tiny like floral pieces. So I decided to work those in there. And they had different, they had floral ones, heart ones. I think there was like a set that was like little frogs. But they had quite a few different epoxy stickers that you could, so there's the hearts there that I was just talking about that you could purchase, so. So that's just a cardstock sticker there. It says cutie. I like the green there, so I don't know why I changed my mind, but I did. I don't know if I felt like I needed more pink in there. I don't know. So really the green one looked fine too, so. So I'm still trying to fill out this white cardstock down here, just get a few more little pieces on there so it looks a little bit more colorful. And then since I had a bunch of stuff on the left-hand side, I felt like I needed something over here. So I ended up putting that little mushroom there. And here is the finished layout. It really didn't take me long to put this one together. But I feel like it turned out really cute. Here are some close-ups, and I appreciate you coming by to watch another process video.